Welcome to General Chemistry. For some of you, this will be your first time taking a course that offers online video material. For some of you, you've done this before in other classes, but maybe not with me. And so I want to talk to you a little bit today about how to get the most out of this course, and particularly out of the video portion of this course. So I want to talk to you about how to take notes from video lectures. Most of the time when you're looking at one of the slides I make for this course, the slide will have a heading. And then quite often a slide will involve defining important terms. The important terms will be written in bold print, and we'll have usually the textbook definition immediately after. Sometimes a more user-friendly definition will be beneath that as a subheading. Or sometimes I'll have a side note there that explains some part of the definition. And then quite often, in addition to all of that, I will give a definition in my own words out loud. It will be helpful for you in your note taking to write down each of these definitions: the textbook definition, the side notes or additional points, and one that I've given in my own words if I do give one. And then quite often it'll be helpful for you to pause at that point and rewrite the definition in your own words so that you can internalize it, so that you can put it in a way that helps you remember and understand it. This may cause you to need to pause the video several points during a lecture, or maybe watch it all the way through once and then go back and pause the video and take your notes. So sometimes you may want to watch the videos more than once. How the videos work best for you is going to be up to your learning style and study style. Sometimes it may help you to refer to these PowerPoints that I will put online, and quite often in the PDF version of those PowerPoints there are some subnotes that summarize what I've said in the videos written below the slides. Sometimes instead of a lot of text on a slide of mine will have a table that relates some information. There will be some important headings along here. There will be some important terms in usually the left part of the table, and then some values or some definitions or some other things associated with those terms. Usually the information in these tables is important to know. It may be important to memorize. It will at least be important to be able to use that data if it's given to you to solve problems. I'll make sure that I'm clear in the oral part of the videos to make sure that you understand that you've been told whether the information in these tables is to be memorized or whether it's just to be used in solving problems, and that you need to familiarize yourself enough to be able to use that information when you're working through problems. So some of the information would be given to you on tests as tables of information. Others I'll expect you to know, but I'll make that clear when I present the material in each video. Now, sometimes during a video lecture I will tell a little bit of a side story. It might be about something that happened to me working in industry or in classwork, or something that happened to somebody else, or something that happened to a famous person that makes the material more memorable. So sometimes you can associate the abstract content of chemistry, of science in general, with a concrete story, and it helps you remember both. Most of the time when I tell these kinds of stories, you won't be tested directly on the stories. They're there to help you integrate the material into your mind, and if they're helpful in that regard, you'll want to remember them, but they're not a necessary part of the course unless they are very historically relevant to the class. The story of a particular scientist making a particularly important discovery. And in that case, when there's a side story, or what sounds like a side story, that I'm telling that is an important part of the course, that is something that you'll want to know on test day or exam day, then I will make that clear and let you know this is an important story, this is something you should remember when the time comes. There will be times where a question or a problem will appear on a slide. And I'll tell you at that point, here's a question that we're going to go over later, or a problem that we're going to work on later. Pause the video now, write this question down, and try to answer it on your own or with your study group, and try to work this problem out. And then the answer will not be given as part of that lecture. What will happen most of the time in those situations is that will be a problem we will work together, or will be a quiz, or will be an assignment of some sort in the next time that we meet together in class. So you will be far ahead in your study and in your preparation if you have worked that problem to the best of your ability before you come to class the next time. Now, the other thing I want to get to you, and this is, this is going to be something that's important for you, not just in this class, not just with my videos, but in college in general, and as you study the universe, whether that's through science classes or music or art or literature or history or any of those other things. Remember your purpose in taking this course. I hope that it is to get a better understanding of the universe, in particular in a science class like chemistry. Everything we do together and online, a part of these videos and other things that we do, is designed to make you a more scientifically literate person, to understand the universe better from a standpoint of science. And I want you to have that purpose in mind each time you sit down to do chemistry. And by doing chemistry, I mean whether it's watching the videos, reading the book, checking over your notes, doing assignments, coming to class to participate in what we do during class, or going to the lab, or watching the news when they start talking about science or chemistry in a particular news story. Any of those things, have this purpose in mind, to think about how this thing that you're doing can make you better understand the universe. If you do that, if it's not just about getting a grade, not just about passing a test, but if you're thinking to yourself constantly, how does this material that we're going over or working through or working problems with help me to understand the world around me in a better way or in a more useful way, then you will get the most that you can out of this course, and as a side effect of that, you will get the better grades that you're looking for. But don't focus on, what do we need for the test? What is the test going to look like? That is important, and I understand your grades are very important to you, but focus on understanding the world. Focus on understanding the universe, and the grades will come.